Good choice. My scent of the day was a combination of a few things. Uh, Zaharoff Black Rose Lotion with Signature Rosé and Gusto Limone. Boy, did I smell magnificent. And I could still smell the dry down of Gusto Limone. I smell good. Absolutely beautiful. So today's live stream should be fun, especially when, you got to go to work, whether you're working, let's say, retail, restaurant, formal, semi formal, or whatever it is. I have some amazing fragrances sitting out in front of me. Some are budget cologne, some are affordable designers, and a few are some affordable niche and luxury niche. So this should be interesting. It's about time I do some evergreen live streams. Wow. Eh, YouTube is something, right? Sometimes notifications go out, sometimes they don't. Other times nobody gets nothing. Oh, good choice. Ooh, Penhaligons. Mmm. Okay, Sven is flexing up in here. Hawas Cobra. Nice. Very nice. Oh, man. I'm actually very tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. I think I slept 4 hours, so this should be fun. Hopefully, I don't, you know, want to fall asleep, but it is what it is. So, starting off, let's go with this guy sitting right in front of me. One of my all time classics from Polo. Polo Green. Masculine, woodsy, got a little bit of carnation in here. Not the best performance, but it's been reformulated over the years. However, if you love patchouli and you love woods and you love some carnation, this really comes in hand, especially if you're working part time or maybe full time, whether it's 6, 7 hours or, 9 hours. This does pretty good. I think I get about 6, 7 hours, which is pretty good. Whether I feel like this one fits in like retail, far as having a job, or even if you're a school teacher, this comes in handy, you know? Or you're in accounting business, you got to wear suit and tie, corporate, that kind of business attire. This comes in play as well. Far as a budget cologne, I think this one deserves to be in like corporate, and it has crazy performance. And I'm talking about Hawas Highness, crazy shining silver bottle. What's up with that? And this thing definitely collects a lot of fingerprints, and I'm always have to polish it off. But after I spent some quality time with this one, I have to agree with a few people. I definitely get that Tigar vibrato mix. I go nose blind to this, unfortunately, but people around me still pick it up, and that is always a good sign. I think this fragrance works pretty good if you have a corporate job. I'll use my mom for an example. She has a federal government job. That's this kind of stuff that will fit right into there, where you got to wear a suit and tie, and you got to look presentable, professional. That's when this one comes into play. And this one has exceptional performance. I think I've tested it 3 different occasions going out where I had to go, and I keep getting close to 9 hours on skin, which is pretty impressive, even coming from a budget cologne. So, I'm happy I pulled the trigger on this to have in my personal wardrobe. I absolutely like this one, and honestly, I think this is by far one of their better releases this year. Unfortunately, I go to iFragrance Official, and now you got what? 7, 8 crazy more Hawas flankers? What are they on a run or a competition with other budget cologne brands? I bet you by the end of this year, they'll have 20, 30, or 40 Hawas flankers. Who knows? But they're on a roll. They're really expanding the Hawas line. God knows how many new ones they already dropped. I think it's just kind of crazy. What do you guys think? Should they slow it down? Maybe just release a couple once a year? Or just drop 6 or 7 of them at one time? Took it out of the box, dropped it in the kitchen. What a mess. Full. Oh, man. That sucks. So So this is glass. Maybe it was just got some kinda coating over it. That sucks. You know, I did that once, not to get off topic here with my live stream. I did that once with one of my Louis Vuitton bottles. Thank God it didn't break because the floor, I have carpet down here, so I got very lucky. And how I ended up dropping my bottle, my cat spooked me. He likes to sit up on people's feet, and I thought I stepped on him. I tripped, and my bottle of imagination fell on the ground. I thought I broke it, and I got lucky. So I'm happy I have a display case because it takes away those kind of risks and chances of breaking a bottle. And now my cat cannot mess around with that because this one, I found a little hidden like switch where it actually locks up my case. So he can't get into there and he can't get up to the top. So let's move on. Let's get right back to this top 10 evergreen office safe fragrances. So let's move on to a niche fragrance, which I think it belongs here and it works in any kind of office friendly environment, whether you're, a manager of a restaurant or, you know, or Uber daily driver, that kind of stuff. Vetiver Sensual by Mancera, one of the freshest vetiver fragrances from Mancera. You got citrus, lime, I think there's some woods, and you got a beautiful vetiver. And one of the things I like about Vetiver Sensual is you could wear it year round, spring, summer, fall, winter, daily driver, you know, whatever your occupation is. If you're machining, CNC, I could see budget colognes falling into that where you don't really want to reach for your good stuff. That's one thing because you're going to come home smelling like coolant with crap all over your face. So, either way, Vetiver Sensual, office safe, hands down, daily driver, school, whatever kind of job you work, you can't go wrong with this. And it has some pretty decent performance. The one thing I like about Vetiver Sensuel is I really enjoy the lime, some of the woods, and that vetiver. Such a good one. I'm happy I added that one to my wardrobe, and I think that is currently my 3rd vetiver fragrance that I own. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, no, 4th one. That is my 4th vetiver fragrance that I own. I keep forgetting that I have one of the newer releases from Vivamore, which is called Own the Now, and that's more of a sugar, creamy take on vetiver. I forgot about that. All right, moving on to another one. Now, if you're looking for something, you know, that's kinda has that beach semi-tropical without that sunscreen, sun lotion kinda scent, and it still works in some jobs like retail, or if you're working in a fragrance store, you got it made. Pacific Aloha by Rayhan. I'm actually quite impressed and shocked by the performance on this one. What I like about this one is I don't get that crazy suntan lotion vibe like, Rabanne 1,000,000 gives off of, or Holidays by Mancera, even though I like those 2, but Aloha, they did a pretty good job with this one, and performance is pretty decent here, and I must say, I really, really like this one. For a budget cologne, and it definitely outlasts the original Wave Child, and it just smells a little more sweeter. Other than that, beautiful fragrance. And I think this one fits in like retail, where you got a, whether you're a manager, assistant manager, or you working at a car sales lot, whatever, this comes in and it's really, really good. I like this, and I really like the watermelon in here. What's this, JP? What's up, Ninja? Okay. What's up to you, sir? Okay, so you are in gear machining. Hot. Oh, yeah. Cheap citrus, blue frags, and clone. Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. CNC machining, factory work, that's where your budget colognes come in handy. And that's what my brother does a lot. He works in, what is it? Um, like ceramic molds, that kind of stuff, and deals with like seeds and making stuff for like airplanes and stuff. So he wears his budget colognes to that stuff all the time. Yeah, he would be talking to you, Joel. Definitely not me. So there's another good choice. And let's go to another niche. And I think I'm gonna reach for this one. Gallagher. Amongst Waves. A little different when it comes to a fresh fragrance. Cantaloupe, tulip. I think this one works in any kind of work environment unless you're working in a factory. However, this is some really good stuff. Dry down is amazing. This is another safe, office friendly fragrance. Hands down. This one doesn't get enough love or appreciation, but if you enjoy tulip and you enjoy cantaloupe, and some patchouli on top of a fresh scent profile. This is worth checking out. About maybe 6.5 to 7 hours, but it serves its purpose. So, this is another great fragrance. Figure I would talk about that one a little more. And I'm impressed with that one. I get decent longevity. Sillage is decent, you know, maybe decent, moderate. Performance wise, 6.5, 7 hours, and I'm okay with that. But it does leave behind a nice scent trail too. And let's go on to another budget cologne. As we all know, a lot of people been talking about this one, and I've done a couple shorts on it. I gotta say, another hit home run from Ahmed Al-Maghribi, Azure Royal. A really nice candied, juicy take on Blue Talisman. It's a little sweeter, but overall it's good. This one is smooth from the opening to the mid and into the base. I really, really like this. And I'm happy I actually won this from a free giveaway. So this is good. Really pretty decent quality too. So this works in any kind of environment as well. Office, retail, whether you're a dentist, factory, corporate, or you're working as a lawyer, doctor, attorney, especially if you're working in a hospital, a day spa, and all of that stuff, especially a day spa, you might get away with some of the fruitier fragrances, but in a hospital, you might want to keep it a little safer, simple, because you're going to be around patients all day, and you might come across some of your patients that have skin issues or perfume sensitivities. So you might have to watch what you wear and keep it like a moderate fragrance where it wears light or control how much you really spray. So this remarkable. Oh, you picked it up too? Nice. Yeah, I like this one. I was shocked. I think it was 200 people that participated in that free giveaway on Instagram. And out of the clear blue, I got an email. I won it. So I said, hey, why not? I like it. It's my second one from Ahmed Maghribi. I like this one a lot. I like it more than Spectrum Chill, honestly. And that's hard to admit. All right, another niche fragrance. I'm going to go with this one from Essential Harmony because I've been spending a good quality time with this one, and I'm certain I'm going to get the name wrong, but Essential Harmony, Neo Diagrammi. Hands down, this works in any kind of work environment, mainly the office. The office is where this one comes into play. And I'm talking about, polo, button down dress shirt, maybe a suit, sports coat, blazer, the whole 9 yards. This is really, really good stuff. If you love citrus, blood orange, jasmine, amber, patchouli, and some ginger, man, is this really, really good. It's kind of clean as well. And what stands out here the most, the oud is actually clean. You got some leather and you got some musk. The blood orange in this one, man, is it good? It's very juicy. This is such a beautiful fragrance. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Essential Harmony. Her prices are exceptionally fair across the board, and I like supporting her because she's a amazing perfumer. She has almost every single scent profile you can think of. Hey, what's up, Will? This one, uh, I think it's Nero Diagromi. This is the one I was talking to Dutch about, and he was happy that she released this one. I think he picked it to have it released, and I really enjoy this. And this one I find to be really, really good for any kind of office environment. Works safe. And it has some decent performance. Yeah, I definitely would check it out, Sven. She's got some really, really good stuff, man. I uh I own 3 so far, 3 full bottles. Yes, I agree, Will. Such a beautiful scent. I really love the blood orange in this one. It's such a beautiful blood orange. The blood orange in this one is done right. And what I like about Essential Harmony the most is every fragrance she puts out is different from pretty much all the other ones. It's always a different scent profile. I like the fact that she kind of like steps out of her comfort zone and whatever comes to her mind, she brings it to life. And that's what I appreciate the most. And moving on, let's go with another budget cologne. Now, I've had this one for a very long time, and until I got my nose on the real L'Immensité by Louis Vuitton, still, I think Magnitude by Luciano for a budget cologne is close, but not exceptionally close. I'd say maybe 60% close to the real one, but this one, I've worn this quite a bit. It's got a nice grapefruit, some ginger, another one you could wear year round. And it works in any kind of work environment as well. Far as performance goes, it's kind of moderate, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I think I get about maybe 5.5 hours with it. You know, Sillage is moderate, Centrail's kind of moderate, but either way, it's still a decent fragrance for being what, maybe 20 some dollars now? I think they are on Fragflex, maybe 40 bucks, somewhere around there. Still not a bad option, but it's good, it's decent, and it does its job. Arcadia by Gritty. I have to look into that. The only Gritties that I own is Kill the Lights and some other one called Biosonate. I think it's how it's pronounced. And last but not least, before I get to my 3 honorable mentions, let's go with this one from Intelligent Fragrances, the only one I really enjoy the most. And it's Intelligent Silver. Shockingly, this one here, I get about 7 hours on skin. I like the aldehydes in this, you know? It's got that fresh linen laundry kind of scent, but it's kind of like toned down for me on my skin. It's not loud in my face. Still a decent fragrance, kind of fresh. You know, you're not going to get the best performance from this one. I mean, you might get more than me I wouldn't say this is beast mode. I don't get 10 hours with this. About, ballpark, maybe 6, 7.5 hours. And you know what? That's better than nothing. You know, it is what it is. And I like this one. And now for my three honorable mentions. And I didn't think these three would have made this list, but they did. And I'm going to go with this one, Givenchy, Gentleman's Sport. I think it came out this year, earlier in the year. Not many people really like this one, but I can appreciate it because for a designer fragrance, I like the greenness to this. You don't get much of that iris. I feel like the iris is turned down and it kind of steps away from the overall gentleman line. I like this one. Now, is it like a true sporty fragrance? Let's say something like Chanel Allure Home Sport Superleggera? Not really, not to me. At least not to my nose. But I do like it. And I don't know if any of you guys got your nose on this, but I think it's pretty good. Sadly, I don't think a lot of people appreciated this one. But hey, it is what it is. You're always going to have your likes, dislikes, and everybody likes what they like, and that's okay. And the next one we got here, I wasn't sure if I was going to add this one to this list or not, but unfortunately, it's there. And I've been kind of wearing this one lately, and it's been a while since I've rocked Le Beau EDT. And this one, doesn't even aggravate my nose either, like, Paradise Garden does. I can't even wear that one. That one makes me sneeze way too much. This one is okay. Not the best performance, but it's still decent and it serves its purpose. And I think this one fits like, retail, as far as going to work, maybe working in a restaurant or, accounting and that kind of stuff. It fits in there. And another one from a designer, I got this last year and I've worn it a few times since I've owned it. And even though I have Aromatics, uh, what is it? I think Sunkissed. I still prefer the original, Never Ending Summer by Martin Margiela. And that Apriel spritz in this one is truly unique, and I think that is what makes this fragrance the star of the show. I really like this one for an EDT, decent quality, and it's pretty good. And I don't have a problem replying this all the time. Sunkissed is also really good too. Which Mason Margiela? Uh, Never Ending Summer. I got this one. I like this a lot. I like it more than, well, I can't say more than at the barbers, but I do like this. The others I can't really wear until probably fall in the winter time, but I like this and it's a good one. Some people don't, some people don't care for it. Yeah, I haven't really been wanting to buy anything. I was trying to work out a deal with a buddy of mine, but it is what it is. I wanted to get Carlisle, Habdon, and Leighton exclusive, but I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait for a little while until maybe this month is over. The only two I own from Givenchy is Gentleman Reserve Privé. That's my absolute favorite one out of all. Society Extreme's decent, but I don't really need all of them. I'm okay with Gentleman Reserve Privé and Gentleman Sport. Those are my top 2 favorites out of them all. And last but not least, I thought I would do a live first impressions on a couple of fragrances here, because I know I haven't really talked about this other one from Essential Harmony yet. I kind of been gatekeeping it, at least for me, for my purposes, because I really, really love this one. And I'm talking about Kinship. And I noticed this one sold out pretty quick. So I vaguely remember what this smells like, but I forget some of the notes and I need to refresh my memory. So let's get a couple of sprays here. Pretty good atomizers, that's for sure. Mmm, boy, does that smell good. Yeah, woody, masculine, earthy, very green, that's for sure. Right in the opening, I'm getting galbanum violet. Mm, I get some cassis in there. That's interesting, but some fig. Overall, I think there's hinoki in this, cedar, patchouli. This is good stuff. And I'm certain you have this one too, Dutch Kinship. This is a good one. I feel like the violet leaf kind of pushes this one slightly in a fresh direction, but this is good. I like this one a lot. I can't get enough of this opening. Man, is that a good opening. Hey, they're all good, you know. Boise is good. I think I smelled Society Ombre. That was okay. It was decent, but I haven't really been, looking at Givenchy. Kind of not on my radar. I've been looking at some other ones from Essential Harmony that have my interest at the moment, and probably after my live stream, I'm gonna order a couple more. I like this. This is really, really good. I feel like um Kinship by Essential Harmony. This one feels slightly grown up. Doesn't feel like a teenager could wear this. Might be challenging, but this is good. Top tier, good quality. And this is something I definitely don't even own in my current collection until now. I like the Hinoki in here. This is good. Only one I got is Privé because I agree. Yeah. The only I smelled Sport when it came out in Dillard's, and I had a tester, and I spent time with it, and it grew on me, so I said, "You know what? I'll add one more," and I'm okay with that, and for a designer coming from Givenchy, this is really good, and I think it deserves a little more love and appreciation. Yeah, they are, Sven. They're out of control. I agree. Can't wait for everyone's. Yeah. Sh Yeah, I agree. Um, Out of respect, I will not talk about what she has coming out in the fall at all. So I have some things. I'm lucky I even have them, and I just won't say nothing. But I agree, Dutch. She's got some heat coming. No doubt about that. I bet. I was talking to her maybe last week about a couple things, couple couple ideas and other things, and yeah, kinship is really, really good, man. I'm telling you guys, definitely check out Essential Harmony. She's got any kind of scent profile you can think of, and what you're only paying maybe what $50 plus tax, decent quality, decent performance, and for a 50 milliliter, you can't go wrong. And you got the precious, yeah, it's $50 for a 50 mil. You can even buy samples to, like I did. I bought a little sample kit and I picked out some of the ones I wanted in the beginning and I went that route. And the first one I pulled the trigger on was Plum Noir. That was my first full bottle. And then I ended up checking some others, spent some quality time with my samples, and I felt like adding two more. I wanted some new stuff, and I went on their site and I saw, ooh, what is kinship? And then I saw it has Hinoki, musk, cedar, patchouli. I think there's leather, maybe, or no, galbanum, cassis, violet leaf. Yeah, I was like, I got to get that one. And then, what is it? Nero Diagrumi, Grummy. That caught my eye. I pulled the trigger on both. I had to have both. So I bought both of them. Probably. Probably so. I don't doubt that. And last but not least, I do have my first, let's get that out of there. I do have my first um Lorenzo fragrance. I'm not even going to try to attempt to pronounce his last name because I know I'm going to butcher his name up. But my first one ever, it was a blind buy, and I think it's pretty safe for me. And I ended up going with Speechless. Now, I gotta say, I didn't know what to expect from this one. And this is fire. Straight gas. And man, does that spray. Whew. Straight gas. Pazzalia. Okay. Pizzaglia. All right. Got it. But this is like a fruit basket. You just walked into your favorite local produce market and bought some peach, some other beautiful fruits, and you decided to make a fruit salad, and then you decided to toss in some cannabis leaves off of a cannabis plant. This is exceptional. On my skin, I don't really get, that dankness kind of smell because I have some others where you really smell like you just got done smoking a blunt. But I do notice it. I notice the greenness, and it definitely slightly has a little, like, how could I put it? Um, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not dankness. It's kind of there, but in the background, and it's good. Get the green aspects, but overall, I feel like the cannabis note is in the background on my skin. Not really danky, but it's really, really good. You know, let's use Hindu Kush by Mansera. You know, I get the Hindu Kush, I get cannabis dankness in that, but in this one, it's more in the background, slightly more in the background, a little easier to wear and to like. But me, I love cannabis and I like cannabis and fragrance. And I like this one and I was happy to pull the trigger. I got it from what? Beautylive.com. I paid what? Got it I think it was 40% off. I got it for 122 bucks. That was a steal. So, that was my first one. There's a couple other ones I would like to check out. I thought about Black Sea and maybe Arctic Sea, maybe that Cherry Ink. I thought about those. And then you have Sangria, but I also smelled that one by Unique Luxury. Zingy, maybe? I like that one more. So, it's either one or the other. If I got Unique Luxury, Zingy, however you say the name, I wouldn't need Sangria. That's okay. Son of the day, Coach Open Road. Nice. Enjoy. Maybe I can put one on when I go see my cannabis smoking friend. There you go. Yeah, not everybody enjoys, cannabis and fragrance, and that's okay. I like it, you know. I have a sample of another cologne from another house. I think it's Sensual Obsessions, Mary Jane. That smells like reefer, literally, but it's cool. Hey, what's up, Diego? Hey, I saw you live on Grimm's channel not too long ago. You did pretty good, man. Shout outs to Diego. So, what are you rocking today, Diego? I know you're probably wearing something good. And Prisma Topaz. I still haven't checked out Prisma. I just, I don't know. I hear some of them are decent, some are okay, and some are just eh. Yeah, I heard Topaz smells really good. And then I hear some of the other ones are just, yeah, same DNA as City Rhythm Miami. City Rhythm, I'm looking to check out. There's one in particular I would like to get. I think it's Manhattan Midnight. I would like to get that one. And maybe, what is it, 8641? That one too. So, See, now I'm not really getting much of that cannabis like I was. It definitely calmed down, but I still get a lot of that fruit. And this is really good for summer. I think this is day, night, warm weather. I don't know about spring. Maybe I'll have to try it out in spring. Far as fall and winter, probably not. I don't know. But for summer, hell yeah. You like the new shelf? Oh, thanks. Yeah. I got my I got my bookshelf case off to the side. It's still here, but out of the way so I can have my posters in the background. And I still use my bookshelf case. I just keep all my other colognes over there that I don't always reach for. So I keep all the ones in my display case that I actually do wear. Hey, what's up, Iceberg? Good scent right there. Roja Apex. That's some good stuff there. Well, for everybody who walked in, my scent of the day was a combination of everything. I slapped on some Zaharoff Black Rose Halfetti lotion, signature rosé with Gusto Limone. But I mainly sprayed Gusto Limone on my neck, and I had a few sprays of signature rosé on my arms, and between the two, that was a beautiful scent combo. So that's what I wore today. And then yesterday I wore a crazy scent combo. I think I did what was it? MFK Aqua Media Cologne Forte. I think I rocked Louis V Sunsong, Gusto Limone, and one other one. I think Creed Arofa, but I sprayed them in different areas on my body. That was a crazy scent combo, but man, did I smell absolutely amazing. And you need a bottle of that. I just don't know what I like better, the parfum or the EDP. Yeah, Sunsong is underrated for sure. Yeah, your situation has come a long way. I caught you right when you first started. You have done good work getting the display looking good. Yeah, I appreciate that, Iceberg. Yeah, I pretty much got the same display case as my buddy, not so famous YouTuber. Shout out. Except mine's black and his is white. I had to reinforce the shelving too because the uh, the company who makes this display case comes from China. They're pretty decent, but their shelves that sit on the little posts are cheap. So I bought these metal ones that can hold more weight. And now with these metal posts, it can withstand, 50, 60 pounds per shelf. So that makes a big difference. But I like how I have it set up. I pulled out a lot of my Manceras that I don't always reach for because most of them are for like fall, winter, and cooler spring days. And since it's really warm out, I just keep all my summer ones in my display case that I wear a lot. Yeah, Spence, he's a good dude, man. I learned a lot of things from him. He's been one of my, first subscribers from back in the day. I want to say I think he was the maybe the 8th, ninth, or 10th subscriber. And we always would talk on Instagram all the time. I asked them questions about, you know, making my background better. What can I do to fix it up? And I ended up getting a decent lighting system. I still have another studio light that I need to test out, but I just, I've been busy, busy, busy. I haven't really had time to really test out the studio light that I bought from off Temu. Who knows if it's good or crap, but I don't know. Maybe I'll play around with it tonight because I got some content to do. I'm kind of backlogged and I got a lot of stuff to get out. So tonight I'll be doing some content, probably tomorrow night if I get the chance. If not, Tuesday. So I got a lot of new stuff. And speaking of that, I did get a new Roja. And eventually I'll do first impressions and all of that and full review and all of that. But I haven't, I'm not done spending time with it yet. But I will say this much. I'm happy I bought this bad boy. Later, Joel. Have a good one. Um, this is absolutely stunning. And I'm happy I got it at the time that I did because there was only one left in stock. And I talked to Dutch about this one. He told me about this one. And I agree. This is like absolutely stunning. And this is Roja, I don't know, Tafe Ayud, Tafe Rose. This is stunning. Straight fire, all around masterpiece. This is literally art inside of a bottle. The opening is just crazy. It took me on a crazy ride. I'll just say that. You got sparkling aldehydes. What I like about it on my skin, the aldehydes here, it's not that straight, fresh linen laundry detergent at all. You really get that crisp, sharp bergamot. It's very fresh. Once the opening settles down, you get this slight, aldehydes, and out comes this dewy teeth rose. I think you got geranium in here, clove buds. Oh, this is such a beautiful one. And talk about performance. This one does not disappoint. So, and this is, I'd it probably would sound like blasphemy coming out of my mouth, but this is by far my number one favorite rose fragrance. Out of the current 5 rose fragrances I own, this is number 1. It's just that damn good. So, that is my 3rd pickup from Roja Parfums. And for the price, it was about what, 194 bucks? That's a steal. So, I love rose. I had to have this one. And yeah, this is elite. It's a Roja. Just name a random note and it's mostly like in it. Eh, yeah, no. This one doesn't have so many notes. Not like, Elysium Parfum Cologne or what, 1819 Burlington. It's got some decent notes at the top in the heart. In the top, you only got 2 notes. You got bergamot and aldehydes, and in the heart, you got a dewy heart with teeth, rose, geranium. You got closed buds in there, and I think there's one other floral. And in the dry down, you pretty much got what? Amber. I think of what? Amber, something vanilla, maybe benzoin, maybe something woody in there. But either way, it's stunning. Yeah, for sure. Well, I love Raja. I think it's pronounced Raja Dove. And, you know, I like the ones that, you know, some of their other ones that don't get talked about as much, probably because a lot of people can't get into it. And that's okay. But, you know, currently, tea food is my number one favorite rose. And it would have to take something above this elite masterpiece to knock it out of number one, which I don't see that happening. Okay. So I got a couple notes. I got vanilla and benzoin. And yeah, the oud, the one thing I like about this, the oud here, it's clean, nothing animalic either, no funk, which is always a good thing. So I was shocked when I smelled this. And I was just like, wow, Dutch is right. This is beautiful. So, and last but not least, since Dutch is in my chat and some of you other regulars, I will be doing a free giveaway tomorrow. My short will be up and the rules will be stated. And since some of you guys are in my chat, I figure I'd show you what I'm giving away. And I have it sitting over here. And unfortunately, it's not for me. And I will be packaging it up later on tomorrow night. But for anybody who wants to participate in my free giveaway, my short will be up tomorrow. And I will post something on the community page so you guys can read. But either way, this is my free giveaway. So it's the newest release, Vivamore Parfums Summer Vice Bowtie Fragrance. His newest release here. It came with a free sample. I got my nose on the free sample. This is not for me. Sadly, it's a pass. So I thought, hey, why not? It's time for me to give back to my lovely community. And hopefully, one lucky person out there will get to win this. Nothing like winning a free fragrance. Brand new this year. Some people may like this, some people may not. And if you like it or do not like it, then you could sell it and get some money out of it. Either way, I'm giving this away tomorrow. And one other extra incentive, you actually get a 2 milliliter sample of my personal cologne that was brought to life by Sensual Obsessions. And I came up with the scent structure, the vision, how I wanted everything to come out, and the note percentages, and Kevin made it happen. So someone's going to be happy with this. So my foot's doing a lot better now. I can actually wear normal shoes. Somebody might want it. Nah, I actually, I don't really care for this one, you know? And I had my discussion with a few people about it, and I had my own opinions, and I respect others, but it's just not for me, you know? I don't think it's a bad fragrance. It just, it just on my skin, it just reminds me of something I already kind of own, but over a caramel amber base dry down. You know, some people love it and some people may not like it. That's okay. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. Win my own shit. I don't know, I know Dame loves it. Shout out to Dame. He loves that one and he can't get enough of it. But for anybody who wants to participate, it's up for grabs and I'll be sending it out to whoever who wins it. I even let my brother smell it out of the sample and to his nose, he didn't like it. Hey, you never know, You just never know. I'm surprised I even win some of these free giveaways on Instagram. It's twice I've actually won. And then again, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it could be. I used to think maybe it's just rigged, or maybe they just picked me. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just not my kind of scent profile, It opened up with this really juicy orange with this pineapple. The only thing I will say, the pineapple note that they did use, it was nice. But once it started drying down and that orange and lemon came in, it kinda, made me kinda seen how Louis Vuitton, afternoon swim is tied into it, the way it came off my skin. I got that orange cleaner smell, but once it dried down and that pineapple settled and black currant popped out, it kinda reminds me of Aventus, like a orangey, fruity Aventus-like DNA slightly over caramel and amber, and I'm just not into that kinda scent profile. Caramel and amber with fruit, I'm not into that. Now, I'm not saying it smells exactly like Aventus, no, but it just made me think of it. It kinda gave me that vibe, and it's just not for me. Valentino Intense? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do a short, and it's just on YouTube this time, and I'll have my short up tomorrow, you know, around 12 or probably around 1 PM, which is usually the time I post my shorts and publish them. So the rules are quite simple. From tomorrow all the way to the 19th, July 19th, you'll have that time frame. You got to comment your scent of the day and why you picked it within that time frame. And when I do my live stream that night, Sunday, July 19th, 6:30 PM Eastern time, I'll announce the lucky winner. It's very simple, nothing complicated or anything. So, yeah. If anybody says you can't wear Valentino Intense in the summer, that's just asinine. Wear what you like whenever you want. Sometimes I wear fragrance that is really made for like winter or fall. Sometimes I'll wear them in the summer and, not always wear accordingly to the season. Speaking of that, I sometimes wear this in the summertime and I don't know what it is, but it performs wonders. I sometimes wear this in the summer when it's actually kind of warmer out. I don't give a shit. It smells damn good. And I'm happy I still got the original batch with birch tar in this because, man, is this potent than what it used to be. I've had this one for a little over a year now, and it's strong. So I sometimes wear that. In fact, I even sometimes wear Ombre Nomad in the summertime. I might piss somebody off, but hey, I wear what the heck I want to wear. But if it's a hot, muggy day and the humidity is up, nah, I probably will wear something light. Yes, but like, yeah, exactly, Dutch. Exactly. If I'm gonna wear something like Ombre Nomad, Leather Tobacco, or, let's say Lamal Elixir, because I'm on and off with Lamal Elixir. Some days I like it, some days I hate it. And if it's like, I'll use Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad. In the summertime, I'm probably going to just keep it to 2 sprays. One in the back of my neck and maybe just in the forearm, and I'm good. You know, or, sometimes I will reach for Mancera, Black Prestigium. I'll do, 2 sprays on the back of my neck. I'll wear that during the summer. Now, if it's like a lighter fragrance, let's say this one, Luciano Magnitude, which is kind of like 50-60% there to L'Immensité. This one doesn't perform very well, about maybe 5-6 hours. I'll spray 10. I'll go 10 with this because it's fresh, year round. It's not very good quality, kind of poor. And I'll go 10 sprays with this, and I get 6 hours out of it when I spray that heavy. So even with some of the freshies, you could spray heavy. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Carlos? 50-20 sprays. Yeah. As somebody wants to get choked out. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. So that's that. As long as you're not outside in 95 plus, yeah. If we end up with a heat wave again in Ohio and it's like you know, high 90s, feeling like 107 degrees out, I'm not going to wear anything heavy. I'm just going to wear, something simple, a freshie, Dior Home Cologne, you know, maybe something from Roja Elysium Parfum Cologne, even Tif Oud for that matter. Is it one to one? Not to my nose. No. It's the quality that is off to me. I smelled Full House by Game of Spades by Joe Milano. I didn't like it. The quality, I don't know. The quality was kind of shit. No offense. But I own imagination and I stand firm on imagination. It's not one to one. And I don't know where people come up with these crazy ideas that it's one to one because I've never came across a fragrance that's one to one. You know, it's just never been done. Oh boy. So it might get hot by me again because you're not that far away from me in Michigan. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Somebody sent me that Full House Game of Spades. I smelled it and I was just like, eh. It's hard to look at some of the fragrance review pages, especially. Oh, well, not everybody who earns commission will, say it's one to one. Not, there's some decent reviewers out there who, are monetized that earn commission that are upfront honest. But then again, you got some people who will sit there and say, "Oh, it's one to one. You got to have this." I'm not like that, you know. It I agree with my brother Carlos here. It's about 70% close. But yeah, if we been if we being real, a lot of these reviewers don't know fragrance. They just read notes and talk well. Yeah, I agree with that, Dutch. That's a good topic. I'm not saying all of the reviewers I watch are bad. Hidden gems, great guy, phenomenal. Not so famous YouTuber, Stay Fresh Productions. What is the name? Charm City, Suits and Scents, decent guys, decent people. And then you got, Scent Cinema, Dutch, Will, Kicks, even Kicks Griffey. Those some good guys right there. I might not always catch all of their lives, but every now and then I'll be in some of their live streams, hanging out in the chat, and they're all upfront honest. Me, I just do the best that I can, that I know that I can. You know, I like to speak from the heart, and that's all that matters. You know, if if there's like a budget friendly fragrance I don't care for, I'm going to be honest about it and I'm going to put my own personal opinion out there. And if it offends somebody, my apologies in advance. At first, I originally did like Hawas Overdose, but more time I've worn it, gave it more wears. Unfortunately, I just lost interest and I actually developed a headache. So it's not for me. I don't know. It it's just not for me. It's too strong. I feel like, it's slightly overkill with their quality and perfume oils that they used. That's why we speak what we feel. Yes. You know, I tried to be fair. I tried to give Hawas Overdose a fair shot. I wore it for about a few days, 3, 4 days, summer evenings, and I just couldn't get into it. That opening is just so strong. And I was sneezing and I ended up with a headache and I just couldn't enjoy it. So I took it out of my display case and it's on my bookshelf case. And that's something I just can't wear. Yeah, it does. Sometimes it just sucks. You're going to have that. You know, for a good example for this conversation, the new one from Rayhan right here. Let's talk about this one real quick. Rayhan Azul. In the air, Dior Home Cologne. On skin, slightly there but different. Performance, 3 hours on skin. Sad. I do like this. You know, this is office friendly safe, but performance isn't there for me. Sadly, I get better performance with the original. Do I like Cambra Kiwa? Nah, I never smelled it. I was never really a fan of Cambra, the original. I used to like it when I first bought it when I was first doing content. Yeah, but once I started getting my nose on the original Angel Share, it's not even close. No offense, but I outgrew Latafa Camera. The original, it's just too syrupy, almost like pancakes and syrup. I don't like it. I gave it away. And I just, it's the original camera is just like headache inducing. Um, I came across one of Parodies. It was from, what is that? Dua? I forget the name of it. I think it was Angelic Dreams Elixir. I gave it to my brother. I couldn't even wear it, but it was kind of close. I'm just not a huge fan of I'm just not a huge fan of Latafa anymore. Nothing against them. If you like Latafa, cool. Latafa, I just can't enjoy any of their fragrance. I do have some sensitivities. My nose is sensitive to a lot of things that I smell. And for some reason, Latafa, I don't know what they use or what kind of perfume quality, but their stuff makes me sneeze. I just can't enjoy them. I used to own 30 Latafas. 10 of them I gave them away this past Easter. The other 20 I sold them. I got rid of them. And I just can't get into them. Ones I do like, far as budget colognes, far as like dupes, I like the quality with Rayhan, Rasasi, but what I really, really enjoy is the quality from Ahmed Maghribi. They don't make my nose sneeze. And two, Latafas just have that Middle Eastern aroma with their perfume oils in it. I don't really get that with Rayhan or some of the Rasasis or Ahmed Maghribi. Y'all want any versions of fragrances? Yeah. Speaking of that, I took advantage. of mirror image fragrances because I learned it from Dutch and Kicks, and I created my own hybrid fragrance through that guy's, website, and I came up with my own name, and eventually it'll come my way, so I can't wait to check out his, uh, fragrance skills. Aquatica is decent, you know, but the performance isn't there. I think I get about 4 or 5 hours on skin. At that point, I'd rather just buy the original, but it's decent. I reviewed it. I like it. It's good, but, I'm to the point where, you know, if I see a decent release from Rayhan or Ahmed Maghribi, I'll check it out. Latifahs, I stay away from, but, you know, I go for what my nose is attracted to and what really looks interesting to me. And sometimes I get recommendations from Dutch, sometimes Will, or even Joel. He gives me good recommendations as well. And I pick up on some other stuff. I get alerts sent to my phone from different um, niche brands that are affordable, and I'm always looking at what Essential Harmony is putting out too. And lately, she's been putting out a lot of hitters. What do you think is a good eau de cologne scent? I've tried Mont Blanc Explorer. It smells good, but has like a powdery note. Just smells like baby powder on the dry down. Really, but I never smelled that. I never smelled Mont Blanc Explorer, but I hear Explorer Extreme is, like, I think the best release. I hear Legend is pretty good. I think it's Mont Blanc Legend's pretty good, youthful. Do you have a Chief Wahoo hat or shirt? I have a Chief Wahoo scarf for the winter time. I have an old school hat somewhere. It's buried in a box that I have up in I have like these storage boxes, and I have some other stuff put away. I never even explored anything from Mont Blanc except for one, Individual. That I liked. I thought about I might pull the trigger on uh Explorer Extreme. I hear that one's pretty good, or maybe the new one. I thought about maybe I thought about maybe that new Jimmy Choo Gold Parfum. I thought about getting that, even though a lot of their fragrances do not last for shit either way. They're still pretty decent, but I'm probably just gonna buy another Essential Harmony fragrance because I'm a real fan of her quality perfume that she does uses. But I just can't get enough of this, you know. Far as rating, I would give this a solid 9 out of 10. I would definitely give this a 10 out of 10. And Roja Tea Food, 10 out of 10. Easy. And Speechless here, I'm gonna be fair. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. What do you think of YSLY EDP? Um, it's okay. I'm not crazy for it. The only Y flanker I really like is YO Fresh for a designer. And I mean, for a designer fragrance, YO Fresh. Kind of like, if you already own Dior Home Cologne, there's no point of having YO Fresh. Just they're two different smells, but I like owning both. And YO Fresh is my favorite out of them all. Winter. Oh yeah, and chilly air. Okay. I like YO Fresh the best. Y EDT isn't bad. No one really talks about that one no more. That one I like more than the EDP. The Elixir, I did not like. Y EDP Intense is decent. I did smell Y Ice Cologne at a retail mall. It's good, but I really don't need to have that bottle. I don't really need it. Um, what else? That's pretty much it. I might grab Polo 67 EDP, YSLY line, so boring. Some people find it that way. I like the Loam line. I like some of their more stuff from their Privé line, like Tuxedo, Baby Cat, and some of the other ones are like 37 Rue. That's beautiful stuff. So yeah, if you own YEDP, I mean, all you're really getting is that mintiness. Yeah, the YSL private line is so much better. Yeah, I found Guerlain Ideal Cologne Forte, someone I know on eBay I've done business with, but since I think it's out of stock or discontinued as a limited edition, she wants 250 bucks for it, and I just don't feel like spending that kind of money today or at all at this moment. If I'm going to spend $200 price range, I'm better off adding another Mind Games or a couple Zerjoffs, you know, but I know in the fall time I will be adding Tuxedo and Baby Cat and 37 Rue for sure. So eventually they'll be in my wardrobe. I'm a blue baby. Love any and all blues. um, my next Mind Games I want is Prodigy. I love Prodigy. Mentor's good. I have a Discovery set from Mind Games, but Prodigy, yeah, I like Prodigy out of the entire Discovery set. So that one I would definitely add, and maybe Jadoob or Kingside and Mentor. So like all the other ones I like from Mind Games is Jadoob, Prodigy, um, Mentor, and Kingside. That's about it. Oh yeah, Roy Lopez. That is the GOAT. Better than French Defense for that matter. But I'll be right back. I gotta go run up to the restroom. Oh boy. All right, back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, Roy Lopez. Yeah, that I love that one. Everything about it, how it opens up, transitions, and into the bass is such a beautiful fragrance. Yeah, I seen some other ones that by Mind Games that's pretty decent. Um, but I smell Queening. It's okay, but there's so many other better options for me I would take over Queening. Yeah, Gambit's good. I like Counterplay too, but it just doesn't really last as long for me. Um, my brother actually got to smell it. He said it's not bad. It's decent. He said it's okay, but he doesn't really find it that interesting to him. He would take Counterplay or Prodigy over that any day, or Kingside. I didn't smell it, but he got to, and he said it's okay. It wasn't really his thing, but I might just buy a sample of it, check it out, maybe get a discovery set again and see what it's like. But Prodigy's been on my radar for a hot minute. Oh yeah, Double Attack, that's another good one too. But Prodigy's been on my radar for a while. I've just been watching a few websites for when they have it in stock and Imma buy it. Yeah, I like, currently I have French Defense and Roy Lopez up there. So, and looking at the time, I'm probably gonna end the live stream here soon because it's still nice out and I wanna go out and enjoy my evening. But yeah, so tomorrow, far as the free giveaway goes, my short will be up at 1 PM, so try to catch it. If not, I'll probably DM a couple guys on IG. That way they can participate. But there will be a community post tomorrow around 1 PM. I'll explain the rules and then you could comment on my shorts, July 13th to the 19th. Tell me your scent of the day and why you picked it, your fragrance, and why you're wearing it. And I'll pick the lucky winner. And I'll announce the winner's name when I'm live on the 19th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I prefer buys 1.7 size bottles rather than 3 because of space saving. Yeah, It's what I've been doing, and I've accumulated and curated so many over time. I don't really need a huge bottle, but some of them, I'll get the 1.7 size. And, it's kind of like Creed. I always got the what, 2.5 ounce bottle. I didn't really need a bigger bottle because it's not every day I reach for them. And a 50 milliliter 1.7 is good enough, especially if you have a lot, you know. And when I mean a lot, if you own 10, that's good enough. But if you own over 10, 20, or you're in the 50s and 60s, you don't really need a 100 milliliter unless you're really gonna actually wear it. 10 mil is the truth. I mean, I do like what I have over here on my bookshelf case. I wear them, but a lot of the Manceras that I have over there is for like fall, autumn, cooler summer days. You know, I have to be in the mood for those because a lot of the ones I own are for like winter and things like that. And then some of the other ones, if I'm in the mood, I'll wear them because a lot of them over there, the budget colognes that I did keep, they got dents in them. And some of the other Manceras are starting to get dents, my other designers and all that fun stuff. But I have a lot of 10 mils too in another dresser drawer. One of my dresser drawers is completely filled with discovery sets, samples, and 10 mils. So there's so many in there. Well, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it gets like that to where you don't really want to, buy anymore. And I may buy another cologne from Essential Harmony. I may not. I may just wait till next month because I still have a free giveaway eventually coming this week or next week or whenever it comes that I won. But it'll arrive when it arrives. So I can't wait to get my nose on that. But that being said, you know, I stick to my fragrance budget, and that is something always important to have, you know? Everybody should have a fragrance budget. And lately, I've been staying within my budget and not overspending. So, you know, for me, I keep it around 400 a month. It's reasonable, it's fair, and it also keeps me disciplined where I don't need to overspend. So let's say, for example, next month I want a Louis Vuitton fragrance. That's all I'm going to buy. And I'm good with that because I am so backlogged on, I think I have 20 or 30 different reviews I need to put out there, some evergreen videos and things like that. And I know a lot of these other designers I haven't even really did reviews on, and I'm just now getting to them, so content for days. Yeah, it is. You know, I'd say the beginning of this year, like I'd say from let's say last year, Black Friday to January, I spent over $2,000 on cologne. That was stupid, and I'm never doing that again. So the past 7, 8 months, I've been sticking to a budget. But at the time, I had some money. A lot of it was lottery. Some of it I won, and some I just saved. And at the time, I felt like splurging on myself. So yeah, I spent 1,000 at Louis Vuitton. I spent 500 over on Old Factory LLC, and I think I spent $800 on Fragflex. But does that mean I'm gonna do it again? No. It's kinda like a one and done kinda thing, and now I'm sticking to a budget because now I can save so much more money for other important things besides cologne. So, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I think I hit the 2-hour mark already again, I think. Yeah, I think. I guess. I guess. Well, for the longest time, I've wanted other Louis Vuitton fragrances. I remember the very first Louis Vuitton cologne I bought. It was Pacific Chill. And I had it for a few months. But then I was in a rough spot. I had to sell it and I let it go for half my money. I think I got 250 for it back. And I was okay with that. But I'm just waiting. There's other colognes I want, but what's at the top of my list currently that I really, really want is City of Stars by Louis Vuitton, but they're out of stock again. So I had to sign a notification to have them send me a notification back to let me know when it's in stock. But I've been wanting City of Stars for the longest time. I had it. I think I'm down to 3 samples of it. I really, really love that scent. And then I saw On the Beach is out of stock. What the fuck? So every time I got close to wanting to buy a fragrance from Louis, they're out of stock, you know? And I've been wanting City of Stars for the past, I don't know, 2, 3 months now. So I hope it's in stock again because I'm buying that one. And that's probably it for August. That's what I really want the most. It's time I add my 8th Louis Vuitton fragrance. So, all right. I think it's been what, 2 hours live? I haven't seen anything, but I did get a notification from Louis Vuitton just a minute ago. I don't know what it's for. And I could go look. I'll probably pull up in the app or maybe read my emails and see. I don't know if they reissued it or not. But speaking of Cactus Garden, I know a couple eBay sellers on eBay. I sometimes buy cologne from Old Factory Nose. He's out in Indiana, and he's very authentic. He has a 200 milliliter bottle, unopened, brand new, of Cactus Garden, but he wants over $2,000 for it. Get the fuck out of here. No way I'm spending $2,000 on a cologne. Now, if I did a fragrance haul, that's one thing, but by itself, fuck out of here. No way. Oh, that's stupid. Ah, that's what I needed. Some water. But yeah, I think it was like 2000 and some odd change. I hear it's good. I never got to smell it, unfortunately. If they brought that one back, yeah, I would buy it. Maybe they will. Kinda like what they did with, kinda like what they did with Sunsong. That was reissued again, they retweaked it, and it performs really good. I love Sunsong. That is a beautiful fragrance. I never smelled the original, but whatever the original was, if it's based around that and they retweaked it and reformulated it, oh, is that a good one? It's like summer, sun energy with some musk and florals. I get pretty good, decent performance from that one on skin. Yeah, I love Sunsong. Oh, you got about 40 milliliters. Nice. Yeah, if they brought that back, I would buy it. Yeah, Sunsong is beautiful. Meteor is a nice one too. You know, I have a bunch of little samples, LV samples of Meteor, L'Immensité. I still have samples of Pacific Chill, California Dream, and some other ouds and extracts as well. And yeah, Meteor, Sunsong. Yeah, those two smell good. And so eventually, oh yeah, Iraj, I love that one. That is a good one as well. Sur La Route, I'm glad I have a full bottle still. I nurse it because that's been discontinued and you can't get it no more. So I'm happy I have a full bottle. But one thing I do like about Louis Vuitton, if I ever run out of Sur La Route, I could fill it up with whatever fragrance I want. So that's always a good thing. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. It's been a great live stream, but it's getting about that time. It's time for me to head out, go enjoy my night. I hope all you guys enjoy your Sunday night. Stay safe. God bless. And watch for my short tomorrow when I post for that free giveaway window and time frame. Till next time, I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. And